Okay, so where's all this headed, do you think, The Voice? It is quite divisive at the moment, but can there be a détente?
Well, I think that Labor has been very clear. The Prime Minister's been very clear that he's not interested in change and delay. He wouldn't answer Peter Dutton's questions, trying to provide more clarity on The Voice. And as time goes on, we find that there is more and more questions that are unanswered. The government won't answer questions on treaty. We really don't know what it is that we're signing up to, and it has become incredibly divisive.
What does The Voice have to do with treaty? Because there is nothing in the four provisions that Australians will be voting on that says anything about treaty.
Well, I think that is exactly the lack of definition around what The Voice can consult on, who it will consult with, what members of government it will have influence over. Will it have the final say? I think at the outset the Prime Minister said it would be a brave government that didn't listen to The Voice, but at other times he says it will be advice. It's just unclear, and I think that is the point.
Both aren't directly contradictory, are they? I mean, you don't have a voice to ignore it, but isn't the Prime Minister saying in the end it's going to be a powerful voice, but the Parliament of the day still has the ultimate say? It's the Parliament which decides.
Well, unfortunately, we won't decide. It will be the High Court that will decide. It is the High Court that determines the interpretation of the Constitution. If the Prime Minister wanted the Parliament to decide, he would have done recognition in the Constitution, and he would have put The Voice as a legislated body outside of the Constitution.
But would you even have supported that? Would you even have supported recognition?
Well, we will never. Well, I think that the nation is certainly talking about recognition. John Howard started that conversation. The
Nationals aren't.
We will never know now what that will be, because the National Party said that we do not support The Voice.
No, and you don't support recognition in the Constitution either.
I don't know where you've got that from. I'd have to ask you to provide me with a reference on that.
Well, David Littleproud has been front-running on this. He sees that as a race-based provision which he would not support.
So I'll talk to you about The Voice, which is that we were very specific, that we didn't support what would be a bureaucratic process that would not provide better outcomes for Indigenous Australians, particularly in the part of the world where I'm from Northern Australia. And in fact, our Indigenous communities in Camooweal, in Doomadgee, in Kowanyama, saying to me they don't want this. So as a representative of Queenslanders, then, you know, that is what I'm listening to, and I feel very comfortable with the position that the National Party and I have taken on The Voice.
Okay, one question before you go. I want to talk about gas, because this is certainly a red-hot argument. This is after Daniel Andrews banned gas from any new developments in Victoria. Is there a chance that Queensland could do this, or other Labor state governments?
Well, I think New South Wales has already ruled it out. It is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard for a couple of reasons. Electricity currently is 2.86 times more expensive than natural gas. We don't have the electricity supply. The renewables have not come to market fast enough to be able to provide all this additional electricity. And if emissions is the part that you're concerned about, then electricity as it stands currently is 5.6, I think, times more emitting than the natural gas that's provided into people's homes in Victoria. So on every level, this is going to hurt people in their hip pockets. It's an environmentally unsound decision, and it shows that, you know, Labor in Victoria isn't interested in protecting their people, because if they were, they would allow them to use gas, which is a very clean, efficient, reliable way to, you know, to cook, to heat your home, to have hot water. And we're a long way away from being able to move to electricity to replace that.
Susan McDonald, thanks so much for joining us on AM Agenda. I think that's your inaugural appearance, so we'll see you soon.
It is. Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.